team would have beaten the Broncos in Denver if not for like 8 drops. I mean, they had 4 drops in the fourth quarter. And so I think if you're the Titans, you're sitting there going, our quarterback sees it. He's fearless. He's confident with his arm. They just got to get those guys around him to catch it a little bit more consistently and get used to that ball. Is when you turn your head looking for it, it's out of his hand coming your way.
Yeah, they host the Rams on Sunday. All right, let's go to just had to add that in.
Line.
We'll talk to you next week. To Detroit, they're already halfway their loss total from last season. They fall to the Packers by 14 at Lambeau. With that loss, their chance to make the playoffs falls from 67 to 39%, according to ESPN Analytics. 9th highest percentage among NFC teams. 28% drop, biggest among all teams before week 1 to now. So, Swagoo, no Ben Johnson, no Aaron Glenn. What went wrong for the Lions?
Yeah, obviously the coordinators are missing, but the physicality and the inability to create explosive plays. That's what this offense became synonymous with. Jared, obviously in the play action game, was a killer last year. And what they did offensively, the offensive line got pushed around. And this is just not something that you've grown accustomed to. I'm sure Dan Campbell is going to address this. He's an upfront type of guy, but the way that they were beat to the punch by the Green Bay Packers, they just looked slow. They got knocked back, and a lot of things about Detroit that we've grown to love over these past couple of years did not show up against the Green Bay Packers.
They host Ben Johnson's Bears on Sunday. Thank you, schedule
One of those
makers.
teams is going to be 0-2.
Yeah, I know. Think about that. All right, what went wrong with the Texans? Their quest for a 3rd straight division title off to a rough start. Only managed 9 points against the Rams. Their chances to make the playoffs, according to ESPN Analytics, dropped 19 points down to 35%. Entering the season, the Texans had the best chance to make the playoffs in the AFC South, and now they rank behind the Colts and the Jaguars. Mina, what went wrong for H-Town?
Same stuff that went wrong last year. I mean, it just felt like deja vu. The offensive line still can't pick up stunts. The run game on early downs stinks. C.J. Stroud in this game averaged 10.7 yards to go on 3rd down. More than a first down. And it just leads to a lot of the same issues we saw last season. He's just constantly under siege. They did not fix the offensive line. Fortunately for them, they can figure it out. It's a long season.
And we are all complete idiots because we picked them to win. That's another story. All right.
Defense is good.
Yeah. All right, what didn't go wrong for the Dolphins in their opener? 33-8 loss to Daniel Jones and the Colts. Miami didn't even score until midway through the 4th. Predictably, their chance to make the playoffs also took a big hit. The 23% drop was the biggest among all of the teams in the AFC. Now they have just a 10% chance to make the playoffs, only better than the Giants, the Titans, and the Browns. And then there's this. Ex-Dolphin and current Colt Xavier Howard had this to say about Tua after the game.
A couple years. We knew the guy, he get the ball out pretty quick. And once we take away his first read, I feel like it's panic mode after that. And it showed yesterday, man. We took away his first read, and he was trying to get rid of the ball real quick.
Tua threw 2 picks. He had a fumble.
Why'd you guys cut to me?
I was going to ask Swagoo.
Because I was looking at Marcus.
Yeah.
We were all trying to avoid contact.
I know.
When he said that. It's so awkward.
Swagoo.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And the reason why me and Dan, we got this inside joke, I said this 2 years ago. We had this conversation about Tua and his first read, and it seems to break down. As a defense player, we love it. We know when you have to go to a secondary level play, and that's the NFL. Now, I got an example. Here's the tape. These are all quick outs. He hit 2 of these in a row. They get to a first down, throws this slant, it's wide open. This is when Tua is at his best, when he can back foot hit the ground and he can let it go.
Right.
You got a shallow crosser right here, which he probably should have taken. This was like a 3rd and 4. Take that. I know he sees the defender sitting, so he goes in the middle of the field, and there it is. But to me, I've been watching Tua play for a long time now, and I think he's a phenomenal quarterback when he can play with timing. Problem is, this league don't allow you to do that all the time. And in most games, we are going to figure out that you struggle when you have to hold it and when you got to move and manipulate the pocket in order to create plays. Don't take my word for it. Look at every NFL game. Like, every guy looks great on a 3-step drop when they back foot hit and they can let the ball go, because that's football 101.
Even me?
It's just even you, Dio. It's the next level in which we talk about these other guys.
Yes.
It's the next level. The next play within the play. And again, the athleticism is not there to create with your legs, so his arm is what he's dependent on. And I think Miami got a huge problem if they can't play in structure offensively. And the run game is bad.
Bad
The run
all
game
around.
actually looked a little bit better in this
thought
one.
so?
Yeah, it was certainly better in the pass game.
Well, yeah, comparing that to that.
Yeah, the bar is not high.
What you saw is what we've seen over the last 2 years plus. Smart defensive coordinators know how to take away their stuff. And the Colts have one now, or have one, in not that they didn't before, but Lou Anarumo, he's
yep.
pretty good at this, guys, and that's kind of the other side of the story is the Colts defense. You take away the middle of the field, you get guys to the landmarks, you simulated pressures, take away the throwing windows. That's how they got a couple of those picks. It's just a proven formula against this Miami offense. And what Howard said, statistically, it is true. In this game, when Tua went off of his first read, according to FTN Fantasy, worst quarterback in football this weekend.
Yeah, so it's heavy in Miami right now. It's a big lift. You know, we talked about it yesterday, how bad the tape was on both sides of the ball. And I'm trying to put myself into Mike McDaniel's shoes because we've spent time with him. I've spent time with him. You walk away and you're unbelievably impressed. How smart he is, the way he talks about people.
Yep.
How does it get better after week one? Like the blown assignments. How do you get rid of the blown assignments? Do you minimize the playbook? Do you get people out of those positions? How do you get Tua to maybe get number one open a little bit more, but also like if Tua is going to be that style of player, and I've always thought when one is open, he sees it faster than anybody. You're not going to change him that much right now. So I think the question is like, how does Mike McDaniel get the group together to play more consistent football, stop thinking, communicate better, and let it rip? Because, I mean, that was a shell of what
I mean,
we've seen.
can you do that at this point?
I think Mike's impressive. It's a big ask, though, because your team knows.
They know.
You got rid of all your vets and all that. Your team knows, so it's hard in the locker room right now. It's a big challenge for him.
Yeah, Tua's seventh game with at least 3 turnovers. They host the Patriots coming up.
Think about how far we've come from a year. Now this team started to kind of wane at the end of the season last year.
Yeah.
This team put 70 points on the board against
2 years
Denver.
ago, they were
Right.
the one seed.
The one seed. So
3 weeks
again,
ago.
like it's to your point, Dio. It's gonna be it's gonna have to
big
be
lift.
a lot of changes. Yep.
Yeah,
I was to say the passing attack actually looked good when he came back last year. It was efficient.
Totally.
It just wasn't explosive. But
Explosive.
this was bad.
All right, and then there's this. Still to come. On the eve of Lost in Translation, Jim Harbaugh is back at it. Find out what this means and why he said it. Take a listen.
Obrigado, Justin Patrick Herbert.
Just that.
That means thank you. Portuguese.
Diving into the whole
What's that mean?
Brazil of it all.
Portuguese.
Obrigado?
Yeah, obrigado.
Thank you. What I think.
Oh, thank
That
you.
man loves Justin Herbert.
Man, he loves
For real, like in real life.
Goodness, we'll be
Justified.
right
Your home